Ndị be anyị mma mmanụ o, rienụ, zụọnụ, mụọnụ. Igbo amaka. Ọnya mere ị ga-eji wee gee ntị n'ihe m nwere ịgwa gị n'ụbọchị nke taa. Hi, my name is Mrs. 𝗟𝗏𝗦𝗃𝗧𝗏, and I welcome you into another episode of Life Unscripted. In this series, I share with you how you can become a student for life beyond academic session in order that you achieve optimum and sustainable success. Right? So we believe that life is unscripted, but it only takes your discipline to pick a pen and a paper to write or rewrite your script. And so that is why we are bringing into consciousness on how you can be able to navigate that in order to live in the course of your life. And today we are continuing from the last series where I talked about why Igbo people can't even put their, why most Igbo people can't sustain a business because of their wrong foundation, even when they have the energy as well as the belief that is even helping them. So paying attention to this in the last series, I shared with you how you can go ahead and look up for stories about Cosmos Madoka as well as CEO of Pamtech Group. I think it's his name is Nnadozie or something, Chibos or Nnadozie or something, Chidolin or something, Chido something, Nnadozie or Nnaburie, something like that. But he's the CEO of Pamtech Group. When you look out in their lives, you'll be able to understand why I'm sharing what I'm sharing and what difference it makes to where they are transiting to because they have a loud vision. I talked about the power of mentorship over apprenticeship because whenever you say that school is calm, always remember that apprenticeship is an informal type of education where you also let your parents choose your teachers for you. Because in the school of academics, teachers are made available for you. But in the school of life, you choose your teachers. And one of the relationships that helps you to choose your teachers is in mentorship. Apprenticeship does not avail you the opportunity of choice. It is still your parents that get to choose for you. And most of the time, because you have learned the technical know-how, you are stereotyped to that particular industry to do everything you can to able to succeed there, even when you are struggling. And so we want to direct that energy to have a structure and be able to build up on that belief in order to have results and put the name on the map. Right? Incredible people, incredible. You need to learn from Igbos. I mean, if it's your first time, the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to get a notification when the next content drops. And if it's your first time on Facebook, hit that follow button because that is one of the best decisions you're going to make in your life this year and beyond. And I'm going to share with you why. So this is again continuation of the last series where I talk about some Igbo peoples because they do not have the ability to sit down, learn, and embrace mentorship. They make people who actually go through that look foolish, and it is time to stop and be able to embrace this in order to scale and also understand how to transit times even in your business to be able to make it more sustainable than it is already and be able to get into the dimension of putting the name on that map. It is very, very critical. So we are geniuses, but we can't just be geniuses to ourselves. We have to be geniuses to the world. So there is more that is demanded of you as an Igbo person, demanded of you that have the capacity of Igbos. Yes, there is more that is demanded of you that have that capacity to deliver to the world. And you cannot be limited because of your foundation. And that's why we are bringing this to the table, because you need to be a student for life to understand that there is no secret to success, only systems. But it is your ability to study these systems that brings into you the consciousness to be able to navigate and succeed sustainably and find fulfillment as well. So the continuation, I'm going to mention some other things, right? I wrote something down here so I don't get to forget it. I said, I've told you about the power of choice have been taken away because of apprenticeship. Even when you are castigating the school system, you are even a victim without your consent. So secondly, you need to understand that transition for sustainable business is not determined by industry but by your vision. So apprenticeship stereotype you to industry, but mentorship helps you to enlarge and expand your vision progressively. So that's why you see one of the things that makes a lot of businesses not to have that edge in and put their name on the map is because they started with the purpose of money in a particular industry rather than with vision. So, but mentorship is going to expose you from a point of vision so that you can actually see what you are called to do in order to build a business around it. But no, people go into other people who have learned a particular skill and they are making money from it, particularly Igbos. And when they learn from them, they stereotype themselves to doing exactly the same thing their Oga did. And also, some of them actually, because of their creative ability and innovation, they can actually put one or two things to be able to navigate, but still, they are struggling in these transiting times to know how to sustain the business. Some of them even think that moving away from that particular industry to the other will solve the problem, but there is a problem in the psychology which mentorship offers you. Now, I want to focus more on what business is. Business is relationship based. One of the mistakes Igbo people make is that they throw away quality relationship in search of money. They just want to give me the money, give me the money, give me the money. And so because of that, they focus more on money more than relationship. So who are your customers? Customers are human beings. Business is life and life deals with people, right? What helps you to sell more is customers' feedback and experience. Don't act as though you don't care about these people. You need social skills. You need social skills, and that's why mentorship is for you because it shows you, it helps you build competence and character for sustainability. And in that building, gives you the psychology of how to be able to build up an insight that helps you to launch in the market space and become the best. So that's why if your business is more than 20 years and you're expecting a different result doing the same thing, this series is for you. If you know that person that is struggling, right, or have this particular concept, right, tag them in this comment, tag them here, or you copy the link and share because the envy is less when everyone is succeeding. We want to succeed every single day and with our neighbors, because if you always try to be the only one succeeding, what is going to happen is that the other people around you will become witchcrafts because they are seeing you, the envy is even increasing, they are envying you. You're not sharing your wealth and everything. And if you have read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, you understand what I'm saying. But the point here is that how many of you are willing to sit down to embrace mentorship relationship? Because number one, you don't even value relationship. What you value is money. So how do you even start with this mentorship relationship? Now you have to come into terms that people matter than money because it is the people that make transaction that causes that money into your bank account. It is all that is what we call bank alert. We also have what we call emotional credit alert because it is the people who have used your product before that testify that helps you to even sell to other persons more based on their testimonials and their feedback. This also happens because people love you. They don't even need to love you because they trust what you are doing and what you deliver. And people are going to work with you as a team and help you to expand that which you have when they see that you have their best interest at heart. So you need to be able to understand this and begin to work on prioritizing relationship over money if you want to take it so far. You can never succeed alone. There is nothing like let me come and kanje boutique. Go and boutique from where? And what it means to boutique is to make all the money. Let me tell you, you can't make all the money alone. You need people around you. You need social skills. You need relationship. So stop throwing away quality relationship that you need to scale your business at the expense of money. That is one of the things that are limiting you. And that is why you should embrace mentorship. Sit down and learn. There is nothing like we've heard all this motivational speaking. If that is enough, God wouldn't say that you should seek His word consistently, day and night. Even when He knows that the Bible is made available, how many people read them? How many people truly study the word of God in that Bible? How many people understand how this word of God relates to business? How many people actually sit down to learn this word of God? How many people come and visit and seek this word of awesome? Awesome. You need to come into terms with all of those things. You need to come into the terms of learning. Learning is a way of life. Being a student for life gives you an edge. You are always a step ahead because there is something you know more than anybody else, more than your contemporaries. There is something you are doing other people do not know because you are in search for wisdom. You are in search for knowledge. That technical know-how can fail you because tech is coming into space. AI is coming fully. So even Jesus has to change strategy for you to understand that strategy is not so dependable. The psychology helps you to maneuver the strategy. So even when Jesus came as Adam, as an adult, he saw that there was a mistake with that strategy. He now needed to send his son as a child, no longer as an adult in the Garden of Eden. So if he can able to change the strategy because you understand that it's all about the message more than it is about the strategy, he now be able to devise other means of which this particular message is going to be established. For you, what is the vision of your company? That's why your vision, your business doesn't last. You think it's about moving products from one to another and collecting people's money. It's beyond that. It needs a very value chain, value industry that you need to come into space. Why are you struggling when you can actually ask questions and study people who have gone ahead of you to put their name on the map? How many of you are willing to sit down to actually learn how these things work? Now it's time to start paying attention to mentorship. It's time to pay attention to seeking knowledge for what it is really. It's time to be able to stop reinventing the wheel and wasting a lot of time in trial and error. It is time to be able to bring the habit of study into your life. You need it. So stop telling other people who are engaging this thing foolish. You are shooting yourself because you are shutting your doors of opportunity. One day you might even be in need of those people that you are castigating. And you will now feel so bad for even asking them questions because you've made a lot of mistakes. It is time for you to open your mind to understand it's all about vision more than actually the industry, because every vision that people are not into will frustrate you. That's why when you start a company, you start employing people, you think whenever they are not bringing money, you tag them as less valuable. Yet there are other values that they are bringing into the table that encourages people, encourages the marketing department to actually make the money, but you're not appreciating it because you're only seeing money. You don't understand what it means to actually be in that position. And so that's what mentorship avails you, so that you can have balanced way of being a leader in that space more than being a boss because you have a strategy that is time bound. So that season in your life can actually be over. How do you make that transition? How do you make that adjustment? It's not about you leaving that particular industry to another. It's about you understanding the psychology of upgrading yourself in the industry. And so that is what mentorship gives you, the psychology of success, psychology of sustainability, so that you can last and outlast and be able to put your name on that map. We need you guys. We need yours. We need us. We are working. As a matter of fact, I'm just getting started. We are working into putting this thing, and I shouldn't be the only one, which is the reason I love you enough to be able to bring this to this space. Make sure you pay attention to learning. Start prioritizing relationship over money. There is a limit to what money can get you into. Relationship will take you places money won't. So it's better you start prioritizing relationship so that you can be able to enable yourself to ask questions to the right people and be able to have access to people who can help you multiply the effect of what you have already started, so that you can actually sustain this thing and try in that your particular industry. I wanted to understand this, right? Build the habit, inculcate the habit of learning. That is how you become a student for life. Let's study life for what it is and be able to take the discipline to pick a pen and a paper to write a story. When you succeed, other people will begin to ask you how. And when they ask you how, you become it's time for you to inculcate the habit study and learn in order to take it to a whole new. And I know that you might be confused even without your consent, but that is why this consciousness is coming here in Life Unscripted series, and that is why we are building confident global champions. First thing we do in CGC network is to be able to give you clarity, because a lot of people struggle to gain peak performance because they are not aware of where they are coming from. They are not even aware of who they are. They are not even aware of the problems that exist they can work on. They are just going, they are just moving. They're just let's just be going, we'll figure it out. How do you intend to figure it out? You need clarity, you need awareness, you need those things to come into consciousness so that you can know how best to navigate that. Awesome. Awesome. So that is what I have for you. And I know na Igbo amaka, mana ọ ga-amakarị mma ma ọ bụ na anyị nọrọ ana gee ntị, tinye ntị anyị n'ala, ṅama ntị aṅama, ka anyị wee mara na ihe ọbụla bụ ihe ọmụmụ bụ ihe ga-eme gị ka ị karịa ndị niile gị na ihe ahụ ibu n'obi na ị chọrọ ịkarị ndị mmadụ. Ọ na inweta amamihe, akọ na uche bụ ihe ga-enyere gị aka strive for those things, right? You need to be able to understand that, to be able to come into that consciousness. Stop telling people who are in mentorship that they are foolish, because whoever that if you read Proverbs chapter 31, you'll find out that whoever that despises knowledge does not have the fear of God in them, and you can fight the devil that you don't know. So it's better you begin to embrace that, build a business based on vision rather than industry by apprenticeship. And so you can be able to live and not just be successful, but also be fulfilled. And the fulfillment is that legacy. Because when you are no longer there, the question will be, what are you going to be remembered for? That is very important. Let's put our name on that map. And I can't wait to be able to share your testimony to the world. If you want to have one-on-one conversation with me, of course, go ahead and then hit the link in the description of my channel if you're watching on YouTube, or you hit the link on my bio if you're watching on Facebook. Let's take it to a whole new level and understand na Igbo ga-ekwegide Okay, so I'm just joking around with relationship over money to accomplish more in less. Your friend is Mrs. 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘 and until I come your way again in the next series, don't forget that life is unscripted. You only need discipline to pick up a pen and a paper to write and rewrite your script. And today is another best time to actually do that. Till I see you in the other side,